but Candace Owens is alleging that the Macrons tried to kill her and that potentially the Macrons were also behind the assassination of Charlie Kirk. That the assassination of Charlie Kirk had to do more with Candace Owens and her calling out Brigitte Macron for potentially being born a man. Candace has been talking about Brigitte Macron for a while. In fact, the Macrons are suing her for defamation, and they've sent her many cease and desist letters, and they want her to stop snooping around into what is going on privately in the private parts of Brigitte Macron. Okay, so we're going to try our best to understand all of this and break all of this down. And we're going to start off with the tweets that Candace Owens put out there originally, going back to November 21st. So this has all kind of come out in the last 4 days. So on November 21st, Candace writes, 2 days ago, I was contacted by a high-ranking employee of the French government. After determining this person's position and proximity to the French couple, I have deemed the information they gave me to be credible enough to share publicly in the event that something happens. In short, this person claims that the Macrons have executed upon and paid for my assassination. Yes, you read that correctly. More specifically, that the green light was given to a small team in National Gendarmerie Intervention Group, which this part is actually wrong. I think she corrects it later on that it's actually the French Legionnaire, but she's saying here that it was the National Gendarmerie Intervention Group. I know I'm not saying this correctly. For those of you who are watching who are French, you know who you are. Do not email me and correct me on this. I do have French viewers. Anyway, I am told there was one Israeli that is on this assassination squad, and the plans were formalized. So she's saying that it was a small French team of assassins, including an Israeli. Again, this person provided concrete proof that they were well placed within the French government apparatus. Further to this point, this person claims that Charlie Kirk's assassin trained with the French Legion's 13th Brigade with multi-state involvement. Journalist Xavier Poussard's life is also at risk. Xavier Poussard he has been claiming Brigitte's a man for a long time, and he wrote a book on it. And she says, this is deadly serious. The head of state of France apparently wants us both dead and has authorized professional units to carry this out. I ask that every person retweet and share this. I do not know who in the American government can be trusted since this source claims our leaders are aware, but I have more specific information which is definitively verifiable should they care to reach out to me. To the brave official in France who did this because they were so moved by the evil of Charlie's public execution to risk their own life, may God bless you. Truly, let all be revealed, she says. So she releases this tweet on November 21st. Now that sounds crazy, right? I mean, everybody's reading this thinking, what? The French president and his wife tried to kill you because you've been exposing the fact that she may or may not have been born a man? Candace then goes on to say, and this is the next day, November 22nd, she writes, exactly 1 year before they murdered Charlie, they tried to murder me. Americans are being assassinated on American soil and agencies within our government are aware we have lost this country. Now, what Candace is referring to on this one is she had, a year earlier, she had actually filed a claim. A guy was arrested who had tried to kill her. He was a Jewish, I don't think he was Israeli, but he was Jewish and he ran a Jewish organization or a chat or a blog. I don't know exactly what it was, but he was doing something that he was running, some site. And he sent death threats to Candace Owens. He ended up being arrested for that. But, and that was the day that this was filed was actually September 10th of 2024. So it was 1 year to the day of Charlie Kirk's assassination that she went after the guy who actually claimed he was going to kill her. So that's what she's talking about there. Then she goes on to say on November 23rd, so now we're 2 days ago, she says, I'm told that payments for assassinations are running through the Club Descent in France. This means there is a paper trail, and I encourage the patriots of France to do what you can to uncover it. I would again like to stress that there was a French female assassin, but also an Israeli assassin that were selected to kill me. So I think she's saying here, a French female assassin, but also a male Israeli assassin who was trying to kill her. These are joint state operations, she's saying. So she's saying it's France and Israel who tried to kill her. And then she says, I have informed people in the federal government and the White House of the France and Israeli assassination plot. I'm willing to provide full details as well as the name of the assassins and international accounts in France and Canada through which money was exchanged. Beyond that, I've shared more information with the public regarding the Brigitte story I was investigating at the time of Charlie's assassination. This is all available on my Instagram stories. Thank you all for reaching out and praying for my family. And we are going to go a bit deeper into all of this, but I'm just showing you kind of the timeline thread of her tweets. And then yesterday she tweeted out, when everything is said and done and the public learns that Macron allegedly moved $1.5 million for my assassination, how will the world respond? Okay. What the hell is she talking about?